Welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you 4 fun and unique homecoming mom braids for your homecoming mom.
So my right should be longer than my left. It is. Now we want to make that V shape. And if you just use one piece of diamond dust like I'm using here, I have found that I like it where the diamond dust is up on the right side and then the other color is up on the left side. I just like the way it turns out. You'll see the pattern that we get and you can decide for yourself. And then the solid, I like to use it up here. Just so far, that's what I'm liking. I haven't played around too much with the patterns because I've been working on the measurements. And right now, like I said, I only have 2 measurements down because I work on one until I get it where I want it, and then I move on to another one. So if you figure out another measurement, please share that with the class. We would love to know. So this first one, we're going under the left. I'm going to crease that. And we're going to stay on the left side. Again, we're going under. Now this time we're going to go over as well. So you're going to end up like this. And I count these. There's 1, 2, 3. This diamond dust is 5/8 inch and the luster or acetate is 9/16. So you're going to see a little bit of silver shine through. I like that personally. You may not. That's okay. Alright, so again, staying with the left side, going under and over. So you'll have 1 coming over to the right, 1 coming over to the left, and 2 at the bottom. And you want to crease. So you should have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how you know your end is done, with 4. Now you can start with either one. You can start with this one or you can start with this one. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So I just want to crease that. I'm going over and then under. So now I'm going to have 2 going to the right. And I want to make sure that I keep this nice triangular shape right there. So make sure when you're creasing that, you're creasing it right up against that blue to make that nice triangle. And you'll keep having to pull them up like that. Now I'm going to go under and over. And then I'm going to go over and under. My little tripod is really in the way too of all these ribbons. You can see the pattern is coming up. Here's what the back side will look like. But I like how the diamond dust will make a pattern going down like this.
Alright, now we're going to fast forward this and you'll see me braiding it. Not the whole thing, but really quickly show you braiding more of it. If you need a more in-depth video, I do have those available and I will put a link to that. If you don't see it come across the screen, go to the description and scroll all the way down to the bottom and those links will show up there as well. And I also included a screenshot from my personal cheat sheets, and you will see that I show the measurements to get a 36-inch length braid, and I've got it all laid out there, and I've got it on here long enough so you can pause the video, you can screenshot it, or you can write those down. And then our next braid is going to be the zigzag braid that was created by my friend TJ at TJ's Magic Touch.
It'll get you there. Okay, so we want to crease it, make that V shape or that upside down V shape.
As you can see, we start this braid the same way we started the Deluxe Spirit. That is because I showed that braiding technique for that Deluxe Spirit using this zigzag braiding technique. There is other ways to make the Spirit chain or the Deluxe Spirit chain, but a lot of us found out from making the zigzag braid that if you miss a step in doing this, that you will end up with a Spirit chain. You can also end up with a kind of a victory braid too. It just depends on how you're screwing up the braiding. But you will see it starts out the same, but then here is where you change the braiding technique. You go up right there, and then you're going to come back down. You're going over and under. So see, that's where you start getting the zigzag. And then the right one goes over and under. That goes under and over. And then under and over again. Now under and over. So it's just constantly doing that. But you've got to make sure that you're doing the right ribbons at the right time. So until you get this braid down, follow, and I suggest you watch TJ's video, and I'll try to put a link to her video, her original video as well, because she's got a really good in-depth video on this braid. So once you start moving on to each section, if you get confused like which one's next, just follow what you did right above it. So see the green one, I know by looking above there, I know which direction that needs to go. Again, look at that silver one, look at the one above it, I know which direction it needs to go. So you're doing this section over and over again, so just follow along with what you've already done to keep yourself from getting lost. And then again, I'm going to fast forward this because I don't want this video to be very long. So again, there's longer in-depth videos if you want to go watch those, and there will be links to that as well. But I'm just going to show you really quickly making more of this braid. And I love this green with the silver diamond dust. I think it turned out so pretty. And the way you lay out your ribbons, but when you start, you're going to get completely different patterns. So I suggest playing around and seeing what patterns you like best with different colors, with different patterns. I like diamond dust, or if you have foil imprint. That's Kit Kat, sorry. And there it is finished. Turned out so pretty. And here's the measurements for the 24-inch braid, and these again are from my personal cheat sheets. And then next I'm going to show you the Payton braid, which is a creation of mine.
The right ribbon needs to be longer. So I have 4 yards doubled. So 8 yards folded in half, 8 yards folded in half. Then I have 4 yards plus an additional 18 inches on the diamond dust. On this one, I'm not going to double. Sometimes I'll do another solid color on the back of that, or you can double the diamond dust. This is how you want to start it. You want to loop on your left side, and then you just want an upside down bead with one in the center. I don't think it matters how you layer them or how much they're angled. I wouldn't angle too much. I think that might make it a little bit more awkward. And I like to start with the middle one now. That's not how I did it to begin with. The beginning of these braids does not look great. It takes a little while before it takes shape and starts looking good. I also like to use 3 colors. Let me start over. I want to give you all the tips. 3 colors works best for me because that way you will never get lost. If you do mess up, you'll know where you went wrong, and if you need to back them up a little bit, and which ribbon is next. So it's really simple if you use the 3 different colors. I also like to double the ribbons. The diamond dust is thicker, so it doesn't have to be doubled, but I think with the thicker doubled ribbons, I think it turns out nicer. This is 9/16 inch width. I can use that or the 7/8. You do get a longer braid using the 9/16 than you do the 7/8. If I do this correctly, I should come out with around a 32-inch braid. Okay, I'm starting with the middle. This is a form of military braiding, just with a 3rd ribbon. And this is what I dubbed the Payton braid. I came up with it, so I named it after my oldest child. One loopy on me. There we go. It's not going to be pretty to begin with. You have to give it just a little bit of time before it starts looking pretty. This braid comes out naturally twisted, and I also really like it for draping. I draped it several times on Mom's in the 2023 season, which is the season I came out with this braid, and I really liked it. And I would bring it up in the center, and it just turned out really lovely. I think that is somehow twisted. Okay. I want it to come loose, so that's a bite. So you're constantly snugging them back up, but that's the case with any military braid. They always do that. Okay, you see I just braided the silver and the blue, so I know black is next. So this is what I'm talking about with 3 colors. Now I just did black with silver, so I know the blue is going to be next. Just really works well for me with 3 colors, plus I think it makes a really pretty braid. You could use up to 6 colors. Up to you. That one up. Another tip for this braid is to use the same tension all throughout. You're going to have a nicer looking braid. It's going to have the same size loops as long as you do that. I'm going to braid a little bit longer, and then
So again, we're going to fast forward this and show you more of it, but in a faster speed. Again, I have longer videos for this. I have several videos. I'm going to keep making videos because I'm going to keep getting more tips for it the longer I make it, because I just came out with this braid in 2023. So the more I make, the more tips I'm going to get, the more measurements I'm going to get. You know, maybe find some shortcuts, who knows. But I do want you to know that this is a more advanced braid. So you know, don't freak out if you can't get this one made, if you're having trouble with it. Make sure that you can make a military braid before you start this braid, and just remember that it starts out not very pretty and you got to give it a chance. And watch some of my newer videos of this, in-depth ones, and I'll try to put links again because I'm only allowed so many links, so I'm gonna put as many as I can. But I do have newer videos of this with new tips and new measurements and stuff, so be sure to watch those, and they will be longer. But you see how it starts getting this triangular shape to it. It reminds me of a double box braid, but in a triangular shape. And then again, I've got a screenshot from my personal cheat sheets so you can see what the measurements are. And again, no two usually come out the same, but that's okay. That's just the way it is. Next is the Cottage ladder, and this braid was created by my friend Connie at the Southern Cottage, and this again was a 2023 braid, and it is one of my favorites. I love it. And I will try to put a link to her video too. If I can't fit them all on the video, I'll try to put them in the comments. But if you just go to YouTube and search like the Southern Cottage ladder, or the Cottage ladder braid for homecoming moms, or something like that, it'll come up. Same with the zigzag braid, with TJ's zigzag braid. If you just do like zigzag braid, but make sure you put like homecoming moms or TJ's Magic Touch, and it'll come up really quickly. Same with my Payton and all of that. If it's much easier to just search in YouTube, just to click into the search and type it out, than to go to our channels and try to scroll through and find that video. For me, even if I'm looking for one of my videos, I'll just go into the search and type, you know, Payton braid, or Crafty bug, Payton braid, Crafty bug, or Payton braid, homecoming moms, or something like that. But I love this braid. The center ribbon, you won't really see those. I do double it to make sure that it's nice and sturdy. I double all the ribbons because you're going to see both sides. But that middle ribbon, you want it to be the length of the braid you want, plus an inch or two for attaching, just to make sure you have long enough to attach. And then your ribbons that start at the top, that you fold down on each side, your right and left ribbons, those are your weaving ribbons. So those got to be much longer, and I will show you some measurements as well. Again, Connie's got some measurements on her video. There are different patterns or designs that you can make with this braid too, and I've figured some out, different like checkerboard type patterns and such. So play around with the ribbons and see what kind of patterns you can come up with. And I do have a couple of videos for this braid as well. And here it is. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. I love the way it curves, and it's really pretty if you bling down the center too. And here is some measurements for you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful and it gave you 4 braids to make on your homecoming mum, or 1 or 2 that you used from this one. Please give me a thumbs up, like, share, comment, but please be kind with those comments. Happy mum making, happy crafting, everyone. I will catch you all on the next one. God bless.